Hello, I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor, and I wanted to answer a few questions for you that are often asked by clients and prospective clients. So today's question is this one. I think we're headed for a breakup that I don't want. Do you have any magic to change the direction? Well, good question, because if you're headed for a breakup that you don't want, you'd better become proactive. You need to do something to find out what is the cause. Now, you probably have some clues, but have you actually had a quiet talk, and I emphasize the quiet? Have you actually had a quiet talk with your partner to see if that is in fact the direction that your partner is thinking you're going? Or is this a fear that you have that may be what's going to happen? Sometimes we start to think the worst of something and it's not actually what's going on. So it's always good to stay in tighter communication when you think there's a problem. Now, I know that's not always easy to do, because when there is a problem, you kind of want to just fall silent and hope for the best. But that's never going to be a great way to solve a problem that you think is on the brink of breakup. I've worked with so many people who said, I had no idea that we were so close to making a decision. So if you think that that might be happening to you, first and foremost, sit down with your partner and say, what's so for you? I don't want this relationship to fall apart. What do we need to do? What do I need to do? What needs are not being met? What don't I know about you? What's important to you now? That's an important question. You may not have thought about it, because as we go through relationships, sometimes we lose touch with each other. Sometimes we even lose touch with ourselves. Do you know what's important to you now that may have shifted or changed since you first got together? We have a nasty habit of trying to think we know our partners, know them in the way that we knew them because of our history. But sometimes we don't stay current with them. We don't know what they're thinking, how they're changing, the subtle changes that may be taking place. Maybe they've shifted their values a little bit. Maybe they have different aspirations. Maybe they've learned something about themselves and have a bit different vision for their life, and they don't know how to talk to you about it. So you seem to be drifting apart. And if that's your fear and concern when you say, I think we may be headed for a breakup, bring it out. Start to talk about it. Now, if you have trouble talking about touchy issues, just start by talking about yourself. If you don't want the breakup, say, I'm feeling a little uneasy. I want this relationship to work. I love you for these reasons, and I am willing to do whatever I can that will allow us to communicate better, to speak better together, to learn more about each other, to see what needs can be met that aren't being met, and certainly to express what's going on. If you don't want to break up, then you need to express it. If you don't want to break up, then you have to say, I want to do something to make that so it will not happen. Now, that may seem obvious to you, but it may be something you're putting off, and the longer that you put it off, the more difficult it becomes to shift direction back towards each other. The Gottman Institute did some research and found that couples have usually about 6 years of experiencing a problem before they get help. Don't let that be you. If you need help, get it. You can come and talk to me about things at forrelationshiphelp.com. I even have a half-hour free consultation that you'll see there. Or you can read my books, do something that will allow you to work together. Read my book, Kaizen for Couples, Smart Steps to Save, Sustain, and Strengthen Your Relationship. Read it together. Read it aloud. Talk about it. Get involved. And if I can help, definitely come over and visit at For Relationship Help. Choose one of my programs and let's get you back moving in the direction of towards one another, if that's exactly what the two of you want. I hope that helps with your question.